want to get out of. It just doesn't,
Right.
it's very frustrating. And the the different idea seems hard to come by. So you can be in an incredible, excruciating situation, and this door may not open. Yeah, it just may not open. And so basically, you can never get enough distance from the you to see that it's not you, because it just, as soon as you move away, it appears next to you and says it's you. Yes, it's very, in time, you can't beat it. It's like, it can be a marathon runner or 100 meter runner. Yes, it's just, in time, I don't believe uh, your consciousness in time can pick it up before it's too late. Yeah, you're already it by the time you're conscious of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And now this
Exactly.
is the futility, I feel, that is the really, that's the gateless gate, is the futility of trying to pick the lock at the gate, or trying to get around the gate, or pay the toll at the gate. It's truly a gateless gate, or an open secret. And
Right. Yeah, you got to be open to it. Once Frank gets involved, man, look out.
well,
Your
yes,
heads are gonna
because
roll.
Frank is, yes, it's the ladle that stirs the pot. Yes. So you put Frank in the pot, and then the pot gets, what's ever in the pot gets agitated from the agitation that Frank represents. Yes. It's again, uh, once you see it, but a lot of onces you've seen it have been papered over,
Mhm.
and they have been forgotten, and you're back looking from what you're not, so to speak. Yes. So it's just that one moment, or maybe it's going to come after. And then those accumulated moments that haven't added up to anything suddenly becomes the winning lottery ticket. Yeah. It
Yep.
could just flip over like a fish. You don't know what's causing it or not, but it just flips over
Mhm.
sufficiently enough for you to see what you used to look from. Yeah, you see it,
Right.
you're aware of it. And that awareness isn't from it, you're seeing the activity of the selfing. Yeah. And because there's no seeing, you're never going to find the self. There isn't one. There's the activity uh, that there is one, there always will be one, there's a historical one, but in fact, there isn't. It's just an activity. It's like like Zen said, the finger pointing at the moon. In this case, the moon would be self, and there is none. So the finger is just pointing, and you look at the finger pointing and you think it's pointing to the moon. That's what's manufactured. Yes? But it's just pointing. So the head is just pointing, and it says it's pointing to the self. So all the thoughts that you believe you have, all the thoughts that seem to be about you, are the finger pointing. Yeah. They're all pointing, but there's no moon. They're not pointing, but the pointing makes up the moon, so to speak. Yeah. So now the finger pointing to the moon, but really the moon is, all the finger pointing is used to imply there's a moon. Yes. 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 It's the pointing that implies the moon. It's not a moon that's being pointed at. We believe it's a moon being pointed at. And then we want to stop pointing at it, or direct the pointing, or change the pointing. But really, the pointing is the point, so to speak. Yeah. And then the moon is manufactured or implied. So now you're suddenly trying to get out of something you're not in, or trying to get into something you're not out of. Yes. Yes. And that commerce, that highway back and forth, keeps the head, keeps us occupied seemingly. And the head has stories about how much it would love to find peace, but it can't find peace because it's agitated. When it meets peace, it gets agitated about it. That's what it does. So the head is got its nature, it's defined, it's finite, and it's there to be known. You can actually become aware of it and understand it. And it all just culminates into I'm not that. Yeah. And then finally, the distance you've been trying to make out of from you, from away from you, is now the distance is obvious. You're not that. Gives it a lot of distance, I'm telling you. Yeah, yeah. So I was in hospital. I was in a hospital situation, and it was like a master class of powerlessness. Yeah. I had no say in anything. I would know that I had had an operation by the bandages had changed their locations. And then the nurses would break the news to me, oh, yeah, they operated on your hip and everything like this. It was just, and I had both legs in traction for like 37 days. So they were sticking up. The only thing I could move a little bit was my head. Yes. And, uh, and there was no help coming. There was just, and there wasn't, I didn't have a remote and a TV. It wasn't like that. It was basically sitting there, laying there constantly with some visitations. That's what would happen. And then I would have roommates and they would leave, but I would stay. And it was very, yeah. And I had this one lady that was moaning and screaming like every day. And I was promising myself when I finally can get in a wheelchair, I'm going over and finding her. Yeah. And telling her to shut the fuck up or something. Yes. It went on and on. So finally, after 2 months, I was in a wheelchair and I wheelchaired my way over there. And it was an old, very old woman, super afraid. And I didn't say shit. Yeah. I was really moved by it, humbled by it, because she was so, you could see in her eyes, she wasn't from America, I don't think, and she was screaming in her own language, and she was wide-eyed and really flipped out. So, yes, some humility shot out of me. So I humbly wheelchaired myself back to the room. Yeah. uh, yeah. No matter how bad anything is, they're all henna tattoos. Yes? You cannot make a super long impression on something that doesn't last. You're going to pass in 80 years or 70 years or whatever it may be. Yeah. I- The longest effect I've had of anything has been the accident because it affected my physical shape ever since 1980. Yeah, so now that's what, 46 years. Yeah. Ankle is never the same. Yes, tons of stuff. It's still as forgettable as everything else. It's just, yeah. Yes. For something to be memorable, you have to remember it. Yes, yes. So you get to a point that you realize arguing with reality is a losing proposition. Yeah. It's you're just going to lose. So yeah, we run into a lot of defiance in recovery. Yeah. The head is like a bucking bronco. It doesn't want to be a saddle put on it, but it has to have a saddle put on it. Yes. You're not going to be able to live daily with that act of alcoholism running the show. You're going to have big consequences, a lot of shit, and on and on, and on and on and on. And that defiance gets broken. Yeah. hopefully. And then some humility comes in, and then you admit, you're sick and tired of being sick and tired. And the thing that's talking all about it is the problem itself. Yes? You're talking to the problem as the problem, and you're hearing back about the problem from the problem. I mean, it's just like a cluster F. Yes? Yeah. So there is a solution. Yeah. And so we had Donovan, a guy from the old days here. There's a lady, Donna. She's from, I know her well, from Canada. Nice to see you, Donna. Yes. This guy Donovan came in and he had brought someone else, and the person left after a few minutes. And of course, when Donovan asked him, he says, "I don't understand what this guy's saying." Yeah. Well, that's the point. Yeah. You better start not understanding what I'm saying because you're never going to understand what actually is going on. Non-duality is not an understandable premise. Yes? It actually stretches or confronts the limitation of the mental logic and everything. It doesn't, it can't be grokked by it. Yeah? It can't. It stands alone and it can't be mutated to fit the mental logic. If it does, it looks sophomoric and looks like tinny. Yeah, you can't sell it to anyone. Yeah, this is the beauty about the message because the message isn't a message in time that comes and goes and needs a lot of maintenance or anything like that, or will shrivel up unless you're attending it. It's the fact of what's happening. It's the I am that I am. Yeah. Yeah. And as long as there's an I am for this time of period, there'll be a Paul hopping up and down on it. Yeah. Because this is when you feel like you're feeling like Paul, that's the I am. Yeah. Yes. That's why it says it needs the past to have the story I was Paul, and it needs a future to have the story I will be Paul. And then it claims the I amness of this moment and puts Paul on it. And so when you feel the presence, you think it's Paul. Yes? And now Paul can study other shit and hear about the I am. And then Paul tries to study about the I am when it's it's completely resting on I am. Yes, that's Paul goes up and down, comes and goes quite a lot during the day. What gives it any legitimacy is the claiming of the I am, because the I am doesn't come and go, doesn't go up and down, doesn't get bigger and smaller. It just is. Yeah. The head would love to have a little of that rub off on its idea of Paul. It just does. So it stands when you could see the emperor with no clothes, which is this present moment, because it's difficult to see it in the past and the future, because that's its wardrobe. The self dresses itself in the past and the future. It's in the present you can see the emperor with no clothes. Yeah, but it's standing right on the I am. Yeah. And it's trying to clothe it, it's trying to clothe itself with the I am. Yes. So the only way you could feel Paul is the I am. Yeah. There is no Paul to be felt. Paul is the afterthought of the claiming of the I am. Yeah. There would be, Paul never becomes the I am. There's the I am, and then the mental state claims shit and says that it means Paul. So when you're feeling the presence of I am, you think it represents Paul, that which comes and goes and is going to end because it seemed to have started. Yes? That ain't the I am. That's the I am with extreme fucking prejudice. The I am with tons of conditions and considerations. That's not the I am. Oh, I'm the I am when I'm feeling good and there's the incense is going on. But then I am Paul. Yes. But then yes. No, no. That's not how it works. Yeah. The I am is the underlying condition that you, as Paul, can never burrow into or drill farther enough to reach it. Yes? We're just surface skating constantly. Yeah. Surface skating. We're thinking we're leaving these deep grooves. It is nothing's going on. None of our blades have ever hit the water of the I am. We're just skating on a mental ice. Yes? And there's a huge ocean underneath it. And all of our skating is never getting to the water. Yes. So you can feel like a fish who thinks it's dry. You can. People want to quench the spiritual thirst. That's the hungry ghost of the Tibetan thing with the thing with the huge belly and the small mouth. It can never quench that thirst of that ravenous need and urge and desire for more. Yes? That never gets quenched. You know it if you've ever been addicted to anything. Yeah? I have never seen cocaine use. Well, maybe there could be a rare occasion that cocaine use, extreme cocaine use, brought you to a point of satiation where everything got balanced and homeostatic and just, oh, and then you bow down to the goddess of coke and you thanked her for bringing you this equilibrium and equanimity. I've never seen it. Yeah, in my little ramblings with that. It just wants more. You shoot coke, you enjoy it maybe 10 minutes. You shoot another one, 5 minutes, another one, 3 minutes, another one right after you did the first, second. Yes, it just goes on and on and on. Yeah, on and on. Never, never being satiated. Yeah. That when you get fed, you're more hungry. It's insane. You get fed and you're more hungry. You get fed more, you're more hungry. It's never, never fucking enough. This is the mental, this is the mental hunger. Yes? It, at one moment to the next, it desires and is attracted, and then it hates and it has an adverse, it's adverse. Yeah? It's the epitome of dualism. It's subject object, yeah, trying to move towards some shit and move away from other shit. So it's like a slinky going one way and a slinky going the other way. Yeah. It makes up its own fuel by movement. Yeah. Agitation, do. Yeah. And basically, when represents us, we are truly trying to get out of what we're not in and trying to get into what we're not out of. Yes. It's that simple. Yes. Yeah. So this message, the hearing of it is enjoyable. Yeah. The constant hearing of it. Yeah. But there'll be a moment where the hearing there's going to be the straw that breaks the camel's back, so to speak. And there'll be just in this world of time and space, and it's going to compensate and bring you a sense of traveling lighter. Yes. And that traveling lighter will be the new norm. It's not like you would think that traveling lighter would look through the head's view, which is everything goes my way. It means whatever happens, you're able to travel lighter through it. Yes. Good and bad and good. Yeah. Yes. So, uh, if you haven't found anything yet, far out. That amount of failure should succeed. Yeah, with this message. This message can just make a bonfire out of all of your spiritual failings. That's the beauty of it, yeah? Because you are never going to get it. Never, 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 never. Yeah. The great news is because you are it. That's the beautiful news. The most beautiful news after the frustration and the anger that comes out to the head, which I'm never going to get it. The great pacifier is because you are it. It's such a beautiful message. What other message? Every other message leads you somewhere. This allows you to stay right where you are. Its whole basis is on having never left. It's not about this is going to be the final arrival or the final step amongst thousands of steps, which always leads to another staircase with thousands of steps. No, this solution is you've never left. Yeah. Hallelujah. What a great bit of news. And then just sit with that and then watch what reacts to that and see it as not you because your head is going to react to it for sure because it can't gobble it up. It can't fucking absorb it. Yeah. It can't integrate it into its little logic. It can't make it a path. Yeah. It can't make it a goal. It can't make it a place it once was, but somehow I fucked something up and now I have to get back. It can't do any of those, all those shenanigans it likes to pull. Yeah. And you get to see the emperor with no clothes. You can see it. You can see the nakedness of intellect. You can see the nakedness of experience. You can see the nakedness of thinking you know shit. You see the nakedness of all of it. All of it completely unreliable when it comes to what you are. They do not have the Geiger counterness to pick it up. They don't have the sonar to pick it up. They can, it just the failure of the system is its greatest value, tell you the truth. Yeah. Because then you'll stop using it to look for what you are through all the failures of never getting it. And then you'll find out, hey, I am that which I've been looking for. Wow. Fantastic. What's there to do in Novato tonight? That's basically what it ends up. So, yeah, it hasn't changed much. Donna probably could testify to that. I heard something a long time ago. It brought me to a point and said, if you don't see this activity, you're looking from it. So it's pointless to have a great education about what it's like looking from it while looking from it. I much rather see the looking from it before, not after. Yeah. So there was just a vast loss of interest in gathering knowledge and stuff. Just this childlike knowing is more than enough. Yeah, more than enough. Yes. So reliance is noticed by you're using something, even though it may not be working, there's still a using of it. Yeah. So you're relying on something that is inherently unreliable. So in the case of what you are, in the mystery of being something else and then trying to think about what you are, the intellect is not up to the fucking challenge. The logic is not up to the challenge. The mathematics are not up to the challenge. Yeah. If they try to put it into an equation, it's always going to have the primary number one in that mathematics, and you're going to get the same fucking answers over and over again. If you try everything else, it's going to fail, and that's the point. So that something, that backbone of reliance will be broken in a very nice way. You won't rely You'll rely on the intellect when it comes to an intellectual thing. You will not rely on the intellect to find uh, where you already are. You realize it's just, it, the system wants to support its system. Yeah. And I've known the system usually will not, or very begrudgingly will ever admit its incapability. Like we have a statement in recovery, which is very worthwhile to check out, which is self can't get out of self, the small s self, which is what we call that feeling of being a noun in a world of verbing. Yes, being the long lasting, independent, separate entity. That's the representation. But what really it is having the feeling that you're the doer, the feeler, the thinker, the seer, yes, all that. That stuff. Yeah. So this message, in a way, basically recognizes the futility of using that to find yourself. So we have to see it as something that we're not. Yes. So it is a negation, not an affirmation. Yeah. The affirmation is always affirming. Yeah. I am that I am is always an affirmation, the affirmation. But before the affirmation is truly noticed, there needs to be a negation. And the negation is of what we're not. That's all. So does it negate the doing? No, it negates the doer. Does it negate the thinking? No, it negates the thinker. Does it negate the feeling? No, it negates the feeler. Yeah, that's what it does. That's its target. Just like in AA, the specific target is to restore people to sanity concerning the insanity that precedes the first drink. That is basically the target of recovery when it came out. Because people, with all the knowledge that they shouldn't drink, will still drink. Yes, because an insanity will capture them. Yeah, and that insanity will lead them to pick up a drink. And so, what the program of AA does, it brings in an influence of grace through this program. And you have a grace or some power does for you what you can't do for yourself. And it restores you to a sanity concerning that first drink. Yes. So basically, you don't take the first drink. So I haven't started to drink in 36 years. So I don't need to have any, I don't have any, I'm not, I'm, I don't have all these ways to stop, yeah, because I just don't start. All the ways to stop are academic to me, except to be of help to other people, because I don't start drinking, which solves the whole fucking problem. Like we have a young kid here, and he has a weird thing that when he drinks, he gets in a blackout like every time. All right. He doesn't want to go in a blackout. Well, don't drink. Yes. But the thing is, he has an insanity that leads him to the first drink. And then the blackout ensues, and he wakes up and he has to be told what happens. And sometimes it's going to be bad, and he's going to go to jail or something else like that. And I know people that are in jail for the rest of their lives, and they cannot for the life of them remember what they did to end up in jail. They do not have a memory of drinking that night where they killed a person while behind the wheel. Now they're in Sing, wherever the place near here. Yeah, San Quentin. And I've met them, and they're in there for 18 years for vehicular manslaughter. They can't remember when they did it. So this kid has these blackouts. So he's got to stop drinking. Yeah. Yeah. Now, that may be easy for some it isn't. And some people need to be institutional for a while because you can't trust them. And then maybe, hopefully, a momentum will be built where they'll get into the habit of being sober. And then life will take a different, uh, the one door that he doesn't want to see, now that he's freed from that, he may see a lot of other doors that he can walk through. Yeah, great. Yeah. So, uh, okay. Who's running the day? Is it Kathleen? Yes? You're at the helm. Yeah, all right. Well, let's open it up.
Does anybody want to? I want to hear the story about how if there's a mountain or if there's not a mountain.
Oh, what are these I need like Donovan and you, yes. All right. So when I was younger, I was introduced to Zen, and in Zen, Zen is an aspect of Buddhism. Started out in China called Chan, and then it got imported into Japan, and they called it Zen. Yeah, but so one of the stories they say is the first there is the mountain, then there is no mountain, and then there's the mountain again. Yeah, so first there is the mountain. Let's say life looks difficult and hard, this and that. Yes, or I'm not seeing what I think I could see, and there's something blocking me. And so that's the mountain. Yeah, and then I do all this work, and then I have a moment or two that the mountain disappears. But inevitably, it always appears again. Yeah, so I humbly believe someone erased the first stanza. So it doesn't start with first there is the mountain. It starts with first there is no mountain. That's the beginning point. Then there's the appearance of a mountain. Yeah. And then the mountain, if something may happen or grace may occur, it will disappear, but it will inevitably reappear. Yeah. But your reaction to its appearance and reappearance is going to be completely different based on which did you see first. Did you see first there is a mountain? Then you're going to be really bummed out when you thought you got rid of the mountain and then it shows back up. But if you start with first there is no mountain, you will see the first mountain as an appearance. Yes. And you may not be driven to do what you did when you thought it was a real mountain. Yes. So this is the beauty of that message. First, there is no mountain. So we're starting with first, there is no you. And then there's a you. Then you do some drugs to be not a you, but then the you always shows up fucking again. Yes. There you go. Yeah, we've done it. Many people have taken that road with first there's a this and then trying to make it not a this, only to have the this to come again. But we're adding something before it starts, which is first there is no you, first there is no mountain. Yes? Yes. So if you had that attitude, you wouldn't be driven to get rid of the you, and it would die an irrelevant death, so to speak. Because what it's mostly threatened by is relevance or irrelevance. It wants to be relevant. So it wants to be relevant, like without me on your side, you're never going to get anywhere with that spiritual practices. Or like, I'm blocking you off from the sunlight of the spirit. That's giving it a lot of relevance to block you. If you are the sunlight of the spirits and you say that it's blocking you off, you're giving it a lot of fucking meaning. Yes. And this is what happens with it. When that meaning is withdrawn, the irrelevance shrinks it, really, that activity. It's like a little mental tumor and it gets shrunk with irrelevance. And that tumor that's blocking a lot of views, now you can see. Yeah. So that's the first there is no mountain. Yeah. You have to start there. Yeah. If you try to get rid of a mountain, you're actually just making you're sure to have another one appear. That's the dualistic thing. Yes? Yeah. So, all right. So now you have to remember this one. It's the mountain one. It's the sheep and the lion. And what was the other one?
Pooper scooper.
Yeah, the pooper scooper.
Well, you
The
didn't
skin
say
and
that
the
one last night. The
My
pooper
snake.
scooper.
the skin and the snake, the hand in the glove,
Fish.
knocking on heaven's door. Yeah, there's golden oldies. They're all attempts the saran wrap around the head. Yes, there's
So do you think the pooper scooper idea could be like some people who have practiced the 12 steps for many years and maybe they are afraid of opening their mind to a new idea? Is
Yes.
that like the pooper scooper idea?
The Poopa Scooper is jam-packed with a lot of things.
Mhm.
It was one of the most it was one of the it has a lot of things in it. So I'm gonna do the Poopa Scooper just for old time's sake. Donna has heard it many times. Well, the Poopa Scooper is about a guy who had a beautiful yard and used it quite a lot, and it actually made him money. He'd have like weddings there and croquet tournaments and stuff like that. And one day he always used to love to jump off his porch and run in the morning dew with no shoes on in this lawn. So one day he does that and he lands in some shit. Yeah. So he got to get up on the porch, and his first answer is, I got to wear some shoes. And he starts walking around his property, and there's a lot of shit on his property. And he's got a tournament coming up, and he's like, "What the fuck? I got to get all this shit out of here." And so he calls up a friend and complains about it, and the friend is having sort of the same problem. And then they realize a lot of people are having this problem. There's a proliferation of shit on these people's rich and manicured lawns. So he starts doing some research and he sees a pooper scooper thing and he orders it and he starts using it and he gets pretty good at it. Yeah, he can pick up a lot of shit in a short bit of time. So he has like a 4 by 8 foot piece of lawn, nice for about an hour or so. If he leaves it, it may be shit on again, but you know. And so he starts telling his friends, and they start having meetings, and then all these people are coming with this problem, and they're looking up to this guy because he seems to have a solution. So now he's gotten so good, he's using two pooper scoopers at the same time, and he puts out a video on YouTube, and it goes viral, and he starts being asked to go to these conventions with people who have this problem on their beautiful lawns, and he becomes a circuit speaker, and he starts having autographed models of his Poopa Scoopers, and he has a leather jacket, Mr. Poopa Scooper, and everything. And he's wrote a book and everything. He's been making a lot of cash with this problem. And so someone comes over to him and says, "Hey, do you really want to get rid of the shit?" And of course, he's got to say yes, but he has his way of getting rid of the shit, which is picking it up. This guy has a whole new answer. He says, "Well, just find the dog. If you find the dog, there goes the shit." Yeah. So you would think he would rush to have that solution, but see, he thinks he has a solution. And his solution has given him a lot of cred. He's making money. He's Mr. Poopa Scoopa. He's this. So there's a reluctance in his head to go for the message, which is find the dog. If you get rid of the dog, there goes the shit. Yes. So that little story has a lot in it because their head gets invested in its solutions. Yeah. I've seen it in our community of recovery. People, sometimes if I go to speak, if I go to a AA event, there's people that are sitting like this as far back as they can with that resistance, with their arms folded and shit. And I learned that I'd have to leave that town in 3 days because the first day, a lot of people would love to hear the message. The second day, they thought about it. And then the third day they were pissed at me, so I'd have to split. So so that was in the Poopa Scooper and a lot of other things. Yes, yes. There's all ways of see, the most important thing isn't The fact is the fact. There's nothing to worry about. The I am is that I am. There's no doubt about it. Yeah. What is it's the warnings that are necessary to see what arises very quickly in time and says it's you. It represents you. And when you get the message, uh, it neuters the message. As soon as you try to get something, you neuter the something. Yes? You attempt to. Well, you can't do this with non-duality. That's why most people just lose interest in it. Because it's sort of like the desert tortoise, and the mental coyote wants to get to the meat, but the desert tortoise is pulled in. And after a few minutes, the coyote gets bored and splits. You see this with people who come to non-duality. They're looking for an experience and they're not going to get it, because this is not about changing your experience. It's changing how you view experience and experiencer. It changes that, but it doesn't change your experience, so to speak. Yes. So yeah. So the Poopa Scoopa had a lot of stuff in it. It's one of the greatest parables of Zen Bitchla. Seriously, it's in. If when I pass away, it'll be in. It will take a on the hierarchy of statements. It'll be up there in neon. I love saying it when I used to say it. The whole room would be like a German Shepherd with the head tilting. Is this guy saying something about me? I had this one time. It was in Toronto, not Toronto, but south of Toronto. I don't know if Donna was there, but this lady had this yoga studio, a whole floor of this cool building, really doing something cool with it. And we would speak in there. Yes. And so I started speaking. I went off on, I wish I had never heard any of this shit so I could go to Peru and do ayahuasca and paint my face with things. And, I'd have a blog and I'd have a serpent tattoo and I all this shit. And I did the whole riff. And a guy comes up to me afterward and he had a serpent tattoo. He had a blog, ayahuasca thing. So my little story just came to life. It was amazing. It went up his arm. It was incredible. And then I got introduced to the ayahuasca community out in Canada there. It was great. And they were very appreciative of putting in because they were not getting it through the ayahuasca, that there was no you. They thought there was a you that took the ayahuasca and now was an incredible ayahuascan you. Yeah. They didn't see, yeah. It was sort of like they thought they had found the greatest car wash, but the original stain was still in there. And it wasn't going to be rinsed off by more. This doesn't get rinsed off by more. It gets rinsed out by grace. I don't know. I believe grace can be flooding everywhere, but more study of non-duality does not do it. More videos, more this. It's sort of like the butterfly. When you don't make any approach or attempt to grab it, it may land on you. Yes, this is what I feel it happens. So to me, the message is a disarming message. And just like Donovan's friend, uh, he as him realized he did not understand a word I was saying. And it wasn't so much me, I don't believe, it was the message. And that's the perfect demonstration of its ability to work, because it's going to override or rise above that mental logic. So you'll come back without understanding why you're coming back. You just come back and then things happen. Yes, yes. So, yeah. If I was looking for instant gratification, I'm in the wrong fucking business. I get a Christmas card after 4 years from certain people. Wow, I was completely wrong about you. Thanks. After I went to see this guy, that guy, this guy, that guy. Yeah, it's okay. I'm not in it for any reason. Can't help myself. Yeah. Yeah. In AA, we're being employed. You're being moved by something at all times. You are the moved, you're not the mover. Yeah. And so obviously, ever since this started to happen, it was in an AA venue, there was no holding it back. So, yeah. Yes. The hose, though, is still the hose. For it to be the hose, it can't be the water, so to speak. Yeah. The hose has a different constitution and it allows the water to be directed and to flow in a certain way. That's its point, its purpose. Its purpose is not to try to figure out anything about the water, just recognizing that it's coming through this you. It's not coming from this you. Yes. Yes. So the action figure, in a sense, has to be dry for the water to come through. The action figure is never going to get non-duality. That's not its point. Its point is to be used. Yeah. Yeah. So my joy is in having raw cheesecake from what was her name, lady? What was Donna? Was Donna? Remember Coco?
Right,
Coco
right.
made
That
Coco
Coco.
made the greatest raw desserts I ever saw. That I have more memory of those raw desserts than I've ever remembered non-duality. You can't remember it, but I can remember that raw dessert that she
Yeah,
made.
that
Yeah.
was pretty amazing. Yeah.
I ate it on that. We were eating it on the steps of that church that night. Yes, that was,
Well, yeah. That was memorable.
yes, very, very, very good. So yeah. All right. Well,
We have a
let's
hand. We have a
yeah,
hand up, Paul.
we got Jeff. Yes.
Yeah.
Come on in, Jeff.
Hello, guys. Long time listener, first time caller. I was told about this group from Alcoholics Anonymous, and I don't know where the guy went that told me about it. So he's moved on to bigger and better things.
Oh,
I just want to say thank you, Paul. So 2 years ago, I started practicing. If I miss a daily meditation or miss a daily prayer, it's not the end of the world. And I used to beat the crap out of myself because I I made a commitment to meditate and pray each morning, meditate and pray each night. So that's not true. But as soon as I realize I forgot to meditate or pray, I take the time. And I'm a plumber by trade, so I'll go out by my pickup and just take a knee, and that's my quiet time. And so what I want to tell you is thank you, Paul, because I used to have a panic attack every day. My vision would get real narrow. I'm going down the highway thinking about money and romance and my self-importance. And like I would hear this wah 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 wah. Some music soundtracks have captured it, and like my ears are just ringing, but
yeah,
it's like a hum, and I can almost feel the windshield because I'm driving. I can almost feel the windshield moving back and forth because the vibration's so awful. And I just start crying. And I mean, it's so heavy. It sounds like I'm talking to you guys from a different person. And so what happens to me almost weekly, because I've been practicing what Paul says for at least 2 years now, um, I have a gratitude attack once a week, and I feel light. Isn't it funny that word light has two different meanings? bright light, lightweight. And so I'm going down the road. I don't know how far I've traveled or where, I have a destination and I get there usually and I don't end up in the ditch. But these moments just come over me and the tears start flowing. And it's so chaotic sometimes I don't want to cry. And so I hold it in and I start trembling and I start growling like an animal. And then all of a sudden I just say, I don't know what I'm doing here. And I let it go. And like honestly, my shirt gets wet from tears. Like I've cried before because I smashed my thumb or got stitches, but this is a wholesome, nourishing, like it feels like fertilizer. And like so right now I feel this sensation from my thighs up to the top of my head and from the top of my head down to my thighs. And it's like my nervous system's being massaged from the inside out. And I don't this happens without any thought or effort on my part. And I like to talk about it, it's clumsy. And to talk about it, I know it's true because I'm I'm trying to put into words the way my innermost self feels. This consciousness is just vibrant. It's not like an awful vibration. It's a soothing, like harmonious. And like what I was trying to describe the panic attack. It's complete. It's not the opposite. It's extremely different. Like if I had to put it into a color, it'd be purple or teal, where the panic attack, all I could see was red. Like when you look at the sun, you have your eyes closed and you look at the sun, you're looking through your eyelids and all you see is red. It's because the sunlight is lighting up your eyelids and it seems like the whole world is red, but it's not true, is it? That's what the panic attack feels like. Everything is red. And you can't tell me it's not true in the moment. But anyway, I'll hopefully I can say this in 60 seconds. Today, so I live at a mile high above sea level, just outside of Denver. And I read online that if you do a cold plunge, if you get in water that's 58 degrees or cooler for 6 minutes, it's the same, it tickles the same part of your brain as snorting a line of Coke. And so I'm an addict, and I thought, wow, I don't have to go talk to these assholes that I hate to try and get drugs. I can go jump in the water and have the same experience. And so my target was to go get in the water for 6 minutes, and I wanted to find 58-degree water, which I don't know I don't know how to do that. So I go to my local stream and I brought a meat thermometer and I put the meat thermometer in the water and I was like, this thing's busted. I take it out, it's 40 degrees. And then so I'm looking at this like it's a fresh running stream, but it looks like bird poop or fish poop. You know how there's like a foam on the top of the water? But it's not, it's ice. And so like I'm looking at it and I see this chunk of ice slide by. I'm like, I'm not doing this. And so my intention before I went there was I'm not my mind, I'm not my body. Whatever governs my thoughts and feelings is going in the water. And as soon as I saw that ice go by, the head goes, just tell the body to put the foot in. The foot's okay. And so I put my foot in and I'm like, this is awful. And then the head's like, hey, see, look, this isn't what we're supposed to be doing. I got to get to work. I can't be messing around with this poopy water, this icy water. And so I don't know what came over me, but I got in the water and I set my timer. So I got in the water. I didn't dunk my head, but I get out of the water and my timer said 1 minute and 14 seconds. I thought it was 6 minutes. So I'm
Well,
complete.
act as if.
Yeah. Okay. So there's much to celebrate. Thanks for letting me share.
Yeah, just say you were in for 6 minutes. No one will be the wiser. Thank you for that share. Yes. Thank you. Nice to see you, Jeff. Yeah. Anyone else, Kathleen? I think we're going to go out on that note. That was a lovely share, Jeff. Yeah. Thank God, most of us, I don't see almost any movement to do the same thing. Find the 58-degree water and jump in. Ernie, I don't think is moving too quickly. Frank, no. Gary, no. Donna, no. Kathleen, no. Yes. David, no. Stephen Mack, no, never. Robert, he would have done it a while ago, but no. David, no. So yeah, something's working. Yeah. I remember I did a talk once in outside of Boston, and a guy had been involved in this like retreat process, and they said that if you stood in this posture for 16 minutes, something would really happen. So he came to the meeting and he shared it. He says, I held it for 16 minutes, nothing happened. So what should I have done? I said 17 minutes. Yeah. So yes, great. Everyone. So let's David from down under. Nice to see you, bro. You all right? All's well?
Yeah, all's good, Paul. Funny, last week I was at work like last Thursday when I usually come to the Zooms here, and at about 4 o'clock I just went, "Oh, missed the Zoom," and it was like I just missed it. Yeah, yeah. It wasn't as if I was doing anything busy or anything. I just missed it. Yeah, something felt good about that in a weird way. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I can feel like I. The reality to me is I like coming here and and listening to the message and hearing other people's stuff, and it's a like thing. Sometimes it can feel like a need thing, and I don't think that's a truth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a like thing more, which I when I first used to come to these, it became a need, which I feel like it felt like a need, which I feel like I had to go through for it to become a like sort of thing. I don't know if that makes sense, and I don't even know
No,
why I
it
said
does. Yes, yes. Well,
it.
the need of things drops off. See, this is the beauty of satsang. Things that you believe are essential slough off like dead skin.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
So you move,
and then it's
you leave the idea of a need, I have to go, and then you just enjoy. Yes.
it's
Yes.
sort of like it's like for me, it's like I need a girlfriend, but no, I'd rather be on the page of I like having a girlfriend.
Yeah.
The need a girlfriend always seems to be to become all of a sudden she's mine, and that leads down a shit path.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. You don't yes. Yes. Well, my is a
Horrible word.
has a huge it's a distribution. It actually has a wallop of a meaning. It brings a lot of meaning to what comes after. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
It's funny that you've got to use it, or people just totally don't understand what you're talking about. I've tried talking to people and replacing the word "my" when I'm talking, and I think they want I think they're thinking, "Oh, this guy needs to be in an asylum." Like, what's he saying? You know? But
What you
anyway,
want to see really is the my, what it implies, what it points to before. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
That's its value. See, you see that it puts a lot of value in what comes after, and then wisdom uses it to see the value that it points to before. So what's
yeah,
being pointed at before the my is the identity of you. Yes, yes, yes.
yeah.
You as an
I,
owner and this and that. So it has an incredible uh, see, if there's one value looking one way, there's going to be a value looking the other way. That's duality. Yes. So, yeah, that's the my isn't really the point. It can sort of give you like a stick figure of the imaginary David. Yes, and Paul. Yeah, it's
yeah.
it's pretty. It's got yeah. The
I
mind, the
love,
bigger mind can use it very well because
I,
you can't look at a lot of stuff directly. So you look at like the water is shooting out of the hose this way, and then you look behind and you see the reservoir of the water. Yes, yeah, yes, yeah.
I like that one. I watched you on before I met you on these Zooms. I watched you do one from years ago. I forget how long ago. All I can remember is you were in a red room and there was little little paintings on the wall, and you pointed around behind you and you said money. I think you went money, relationship,
Yes,
and health, and you said I'll change the whole meaning by just adding a word, and you put my in front of it. And I felt like I felt something there, which I suppose a lot of people would. It does change the whole meaning, yeah, for
yes,
sure.
yes. And there, yes. And that's why you see that the power being used one way, it can be applied another way. Yes, so it's great. All right, great. Kathleen,
Yeah, thank you.
thank you, Dave. Yeah. You're a lifetime member of AA. I mean, not AA. I'm a lifetime member of that club, but of Zen Bitch Slap. Yeah. So.
I'll have to bring that up. I'll have to bring that up with you one day. The other day I was thinking to myself, I wonder if I'm an alcoholic or not. Because I still drink, like I have a drink. But I've always perceived my whole life that I can really take it or leave it. Like I can go months without having one and then have one. And a lot of times when I do have a drink, it does get me into sticky situations. I won't go into but then a lot of times when I have one, it's totally just okay, you know. So I don't think I need AA, but I'm not sure.
All right. Well, that's a topic for another day. But
Yeah,
yeah.
no worries. Sorry to hold you up. Yeah.
Kathleen, as always, nice to see you. Donna, pleasure to see you. I hope all is well. Yeah.
It is. Thank you. You too, Paul. Good to see you,
Yes.
as always.
Yeah. Gary C., our man in Placerville, always a pleasure. Stephen Mack, David and Natalia, there he is. Chris H., Robert Crossman, Darshan in San Diego, Ernie, Frank Tucson. I'm happy you're here still, Frank. And yes, yes. First things first, Matt, nice to see you. Darren, Ernie, I can't get to the other page. Nice pleasure to see everyone today, Jeff. And yeah. Thank you. See you.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
Paul.
Thank you, thank you very much.
Thanks, Kathleen.
Yeah.
Thanks, Kathleen. Sure. Thanks,
Thank
Paul.
you.
Love you.